I'm Bob Goen, and this is That's the Question. Hey, players, welcome to the show, and welcome to you as well. It's That's the Question, where we have $5,000 to give away. Let's see if we can do it with one of these two players. First off, we have Abigail Schilling from Chicago. Hello, Abigail.
Hi.
Tell me about you.
I work in public relations and graduated from college a couple years ago and now living out in Los Angeles.
Oh, good luck in the public relations field.
Thank you.
And Andrew Levin, right?
Yes.
Hello, Andrew. Tell me about you. You're from Tennessee originally?
Yes, I'm originally from Tennessee. I'm an attorney, and I was recently sworn in.
Oh, great. There'll be no swearing here, though. It's a family show. Good luck to both of you. $5,000 on the line, and here's how you can win it. We will show you a question like this. You have to fill in the letters to that question, and here's how you do it. I'll show you a scramble, which is the answer to this question. Some monkeys can hang from trees using a fifth limb, which is what body part? You unscramble those letters to get the answer and an extra letter. What do you think that one is?
Tail.
Tail is the answer, sure. And the extra letter is a D. We put all the D's into the question. That's how you fill it in. That's how you figure it out. Now, let's determine who is going to play the game first. We'll put letters into this question. You buzz in when you think you know what it is. Here we go. Yeah, we've sort of filled it in for you, haven't we, Andrew? What's the question?
What tool is used to lift an auto, a jack?
That's the question, yes. And you have won the right to play first, and that's what we will do. Remember, here in round one, players, every letter that you place into the question is worth 1 point, and every question you're able to figure out is worth 5 points. Here's the first question. And we help you out a little by giving you the answer, which here is Genesis. Andrew, you go first. We'll start the letters. You hit your plunger when you want to stop them. Good luck. For 3 points, gray matter is a nickname for what heady organ? Yes, brain is the answer. Extra letter is an H. 3 of them go into the question. Over to Abigail. For 1 point, what purple prehistoric star sings, I love you, you love me, we're a happy family? You have to admit, that was the most brilliant Barney impression you've ever seen in your life. Yes, thank you. Andrew, to you. For 3 points, what insurance company promises to be there like a good neighbor?
State Farm.
That's right, State Farm the answer. You're up to 6 points. Back to Abigail. For 3 points, when first released in 1947, what line of toy trucks were only available in 2 designs, a steam shovel and a crane?
Tonka.
Tonka the answer, and you're on the board. Back to Andrew. For 1 point, who founded the People's Republic of China?
Mao.
That's the answer. Abigail, you trail by 4. For 2 points, what curved Australian throwing stick proves that what goes around comes around?
Boomerang.
You got it. It's a 2-point game, Andrew. For 1 point, according to their ads, the best part of waking up is putting what product in your cup?
Folgers.
Folgers the answer. Abigail. For 1 point, actress Gina Davis tried to make the 2000 Olympic team as an athlete in what sport? She tried to make it in archery. She's pretty good at it, too. Andrew? For 2 points, what is the main color of the For Dummies series of reference books?
Yellow.
Yellow, yes. Abigail. For 1 point, what is the second letter of the Greek alphabet?
Beta.
Beta, the answer, yes. Andrew, you're up by 4. For 1 point, who shot JR? That's the question asked after the 1980 season finale of what TV show?
Dallas, and I know the question.
For 5 points, Andrew, what's the question?
Phil Collins sang with what band? Genesis.
That's the question. There you go. You've got yourself 5 more points and a 10-point lead. Let's take a break right now. We'll come back with more of round 1 right after this. here with more of That's the Question. Andrew did pretty well there on the first question and built himself up a 10-point lead. But Abigail, here's a question for you to start on. Maybe you can kind of close that gap. Here we go. The answer to this one is Brazil. You're in control, Abigail. Here we go. For 1 point, what deep-fried carnival treat is a battered frank on a stick?
Corn dog.
That's it. Back to Andrew. For 4 points, Robitussin is best known for relieving what kind of ailment?
A cough.
Cough, yes. For 5 points, Abigail, what late flamboyant piano player built a museum to himself in Las Vegas?
Oh.
That was Liberace. Remember him? Andrew? For 4 points, what royal family valuables did England's King Edward III pawn to finance military action? We're looking for crown jewels there.
Oh.
Abigail, you're down by 13. For 6 points, the Riviera stretches from France to what other country?
Italy.
Yeah, that's it. That helps close the gap. Andrew? For 2 points, created in 1970, what is the National Railroad Passenger Corporation better known as?
Amtrak. And Bob, I know the question.
Wow, for 5 points, Andrew, what's the question?
What is the largest Latin American nation? Brazil.
That is the question. Good for you. Another 5 points on your side of the board gives you a 14-point lead, 27-13. Abigail, you'll be in charge of this next question. Take a look. The answer to this one, Kenneth Branagh. Here we go. For 5 points, the movie version of what raunchy animated TV show featured the song Blame Canada? That raunchy TV show is South Park. Andrew? For 2 points, what daily publication is known as the nation's paper of record?
The Washington Times?
No, we're looking for the New York Times. Abigail. For 2 points, often served with cream at Wimbledon, what fruit has its seeds on the outside of its skin?
Boysenberry.
No, different berry. Strawberry. Andrew. For 3 points, in terms of sales, what is America's biggest chain of membership warehouse stores?
Costco.
That's it. Your lead is 17, Andrew. Back to Abigail. For 4 points, what #1 ballad by R. Kelly made it sound like he thought he had superpowers? We're looking for I Believe I Can Fly. Not a bad R. Kelly impression either.
No, no, you have a
Thanks
new
very
career.
much. Don't patronize me. Andrew, over to you. For 4 points, a Yuletide favorite, what pie contains a chopped mixture of apples, raisins, spices, and beef?
Mince meat?
Yeah, it is mince meat. Good for you. More points on your side. Abigail? For 3 points, what kind of garment is London Fog most famous for?
Raincoat.
You got it. Andrew, your lead is 18. For 2 points, Drew Barrymore was married for less than a year to what former MTV comedian?
Tom Green.
That's right. Lead is now 20. Abigail, you got some work to do here. For 1 point, what kind of reference book did English physician Peter Roget invent?
Thesaurus.
That's right. Back to Andrew. For 1 point, to honor the bravery of its soldiers during battle, what is known as the volunteer state?
Tennessee, where I'm from.
That's right. This was perfect for you. Abigail. For 1 point, what kinds of vehicles are made by Cessna?
Airplanes.
Right.
Bob, I know the question.
For 5 points, Abigail, what's the question?
Etna Thompson was first wed to what star? Kenneth Branagh.
That is incorrect. Andrew, we go to you. For 1 point, what Spike Lee film deals with racial conflict simmering at a Brooklyn pizza joint?
Jungle Fever? No.
No, the name of that picture is Do the Right Thing. Abigail, another chance here. For 3 points, what American cowboy and humorist said, "I never met a man I didn't like"? That was made famous by Will Rogers.
I don't know who that is.
Andrew, back to you. 1 letter remaining in this question. Here's the question for 1 point. What worldwide organization's name was first coined by FDR to describe countries fighting the Axis powers?
The United Nations? No. The Allied Nations.
I'm sorry, yeah. You were too indecisive, waited too long. United Nations was the answer we were looking for. So we complete that question. Emma Thompson. Abigail, you said Edna Thompson was first wed to what star? Kenneth Branagh, the answer. Nobody gets the 5 points. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Andrew has a 37-18 lead right now. We'll come back with round number 2 and double the points. Anything can happen there, so stick around. Welcome back to That's the Question. Time for round 2 now. And players, we're going to double the points in this round, so it's anybody's game still. 2 points every time you put a letter into the question, and 10 points every time you're able to figure out what a question is. And those points become seconds if you get to the final round. And as long as you answer correctly in this round, you remain in control of the board. That's very important because you can go on a quick, long run that way. Here's your question. We don't give you the answer in this round, though, players. You have to fill that in along the way as well. And Abigail, you are trailing. You get first crack at this one. Here we go. For 4 points, at what restaurant could Barry Bonds order a Grand Slam breakfast?
Denny's.
That's right. For 8 points, in what ballet does a young girl travel to the land of sweets to meet the Sugar Plum Fairy?
The Nutcracker.
You got it. Good for you. You've closed the gap to 7. For 8 points and the lead, Abigail, Sunday Morning Shootout is a show that looks at the movie business on what cable network?
AMC.
You got it, and you have the lead by 1. For 6 points, what is the term for words with completely opposite meanings?
Antonyms.
Very good, yes. Still your board. For 12 points, what volcanic crater looms over Honolulu's Waikiki Beach? That majestic mountain is Diamond Head.
I've been there.
You should have written it down while you were there. Andrew, we go to you. You trail by 7. For 10 points and the lead, in what movie does a sexy cartoon star named Jessica say, "I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way"?
Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, that's half of it. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Abigail, back to you. For 10 points, what national magazine filled with advice about purchasing products never accepts advertising?
Family Circle.
No, we're looking for Consumer Reports. Back to Andrew. Still a 7-point deficit, Andrew. For 2 points, what 1960s visual movement was marked by paintings of ordinary objects such as comic strips?
Realism?
No, they used to call that pop art. Abigail. For 6 points, what British dame won an Oscar despite being on screen for only 10 minutes in Shakespeare in Love?
Judi Dench.
Right, Dame Judi Dench. You're up to 50 points, Abigail. For 4 points, in the United States, what are Scotch pines most commonly used for?
Christmas trees.
Right. For 2 points, what is the medical term for abnormally low body temperature? Body gets too cold, you suffer from hypothermia.
Oh.
Andrew? For 4 points, on what show did Brett Summers and Charles Nelson Riley fill in the blanks for Gene Rayburn?
Great America?
No, it was a great old game show called Match Game. Abigail. For 10 points, from 1979 to 1989, Dick Cheney served as a congressman from what state?
Wyoming.
You got it.
Bob, I know the question.
For 10 points, Abigail, what's the question?
Hammer Time was the original title of what Tim Allen show? Home Improvement.
That's the question. Good for you. Another 10 points for you, puts you at 74 points. Andrew, let's see if you can catch up with this next question. Here it is. Here we go, Andrew. She's doubled up on you. See if you can catch her. For 6 points, what medieval code among knights included valor, courtesy, and gallantry toward women?
Do not know.
That was the code of chivalry. Abigail. For 4 points, who was the first woman to host the Academy Awards?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Right. For 4 points, who was the first person to fly around the world alone, nonstop, in a balloon?
In a balloon. Tom.
That was Steve Fawcett. Andrew, you got catching up to do, and you're running out of time. For 2 points, often living in mattresses, what tiny insects are a chief cause of asthma?
Termites?
No, looking for dust mites.
Dust mites.
Dust
Back
bunnies.
to Abigail. For 4 points, what type of therapeutic technique was pioneered by Dr. Franz Mesmer?
Hypnosis.
You're headed in the right direction.
something.
Hypnotism was the answer. Yes, back to Andrew. For 10 points, considered sacred by Chinese royalty, what sleeve dog had eunuch servants and human wet nurses?
Pekingese?
You got it. Good for you. 10 points. We are running out of time. Players will put letters into the question. Buzz in when you think you know the question and the answer. Here we go. Andrew.
What is the main female sex hormone? Estrogen.
That's the question. Nice job. Put you at 57 points, but it's not enough. Abigail, you are our champion with 78 points. Well done. You're going to the final round. Girls, see if you can win $5,000. Andrew, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time.
It was fun.
Great, great. Hope you're having a good time. Stick around. It gets even better in the final round. We'll see if she can win $5 grand after this. Abigail is talking about winning $5,000. Let's watch her do it, shall we? You have 78 seconds on the clock to fill in as much of the question as you can, and then I'll give you 10 seconds to give me the question and the answer.
All right.
Okay? Let's do it.
Let's win some
78
money.
seconds. Let's win some money. Here we go. We'll start the clock when I ask the first question, Abigail. Good luck to you. Go. Real Waterford crystal always comes from a city in what country?
Pass.
Ireland. Who did Diana Ross team up with for the #1 hit, Endless Love?
Pass.
Lionel Richie. What Japanese car company is named for
Mazda.
Correct. According to an old proverb, what do April showers bring?
Mayflowers.
Correct. In the opening credits of The Brady Bunch, what Brady occupied the top right square?
Greg.
Correct. What do women call another person's hair that's woven into their own hair to make it longer?
Extensions.
Correct. Who is the male hero in Disney's Cinderella?
Prince Charming.
Correct. What kind of item is the Ticonderoga #2 that students stay sharp with?
Pencil.
Correct. What Mexican celebration commemorates the defeat of the French at the Battle of Puebla?
Pass.
Cinco de Mayo. It may look like solid ground, but what watery...
Quicksand.
Correct. In what out-of-the-way location is the Sea of Tranquility?
Moon.
Correct. You have 10 seconds.
What Greek god ruled all the others? Zeus.
You have won $5,000. Good for you, Abigail. Well done. Were you really thinking that through, or did you know it and just wanted to make it look dramatic?
I was really thinking it through.
Good
I really
for
didn't
you.
know it until the last 5
That's
seconds.
great. Good for you. And you got it with no time left on the clock. Good job, girl.
thank you.
$5,000 for you. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
That's the question. Bye-bye.
Men, such simple creatures.